One time you mentioned the Dakini, but you didn't go, and then a different time you mentioned a Dakini cutting you or something into a million pieces, and you hadn't explained that one. I think you briefly mentioned it on a space sometime, and I was curious what uh, you meant by that, since you were saying that I don't think it's on record anywhere, and it might be useful to have it on record.
Oh, that's a good idea. I was taught this particular meditation by uh, an old Tibetan Lama who to us looked like he'd just come out of the caves. I mean, this guy was really a mountain man from the mountains of Tibet during the diaspora. He came over. Good, you read one of his books,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't speak English. He taught us to do this meditation that you're speaking of, in which the practitioner, after stabilizing his mind somewhat, lies flat or visualizes himself lying flat, and then dakinis from any and then he puts himself into open outer space, dark space, and he visualizes his body lying flat in space, and he may be lying flat on the floor too while he does this meditation. Then he visualizes a dakini cutting him in half with one of those Vajra knives, the not curved knives that the Tibetans use. Mm-hmm. And then another dakini comes and cuts him the other direction into quarters. And then they cut him again and cut him into eighths, and then into sixteenths, and then into 32nds, and then 64ths, and so on and so forth, until the practitioner, which would be, let's say, you in this example, until you realized or felt and understood that your body had been atomized into powder. And then so your body's sitting there, and all that's left is this kind of powder because you've been cut and cut and cut and cut and cut by the dakinis. And then a cosmic wind comes along and it blows the dust into space. And that's an easy, quick, and fun meditation on emptiness, for example, and on the impermanence of life. I don't have a name for that contemplation or meditation. He taught it to us a couple of times and then sent us on our way. And then he mentioned it a couple of times and taught us once, and then, watch one, do one, teach one. But here, of course, you do it more than once. And try it out, you'll see that, for some people, it's a very handy and easy way to get, to another state. Now, we probably should think of a name for it, but I don't, and Chagdud's dead, so I don't know what it would be called. I haven't seen it since. So, I guess we could call it Dakinis-In-Space Meditation or something like that. I don't know. Okay. We'll think of a clever name for it. But yeah, there's a lot of things like that are part of oral traditions. And for one reason or another, they're not put into books. A lot of things like that.
So the purpose of meditations like that is to help one realize truths like emptiness?
Right, exactly. Emptiness, impermanence, and it's also meditation on death. So that's three birds with one stone. All three of those things are very important.
Okay, but if the person doesn't know that in themselves, like doesn't understand, like isn't woken up, for example, or is this only for somebody who's woken up?
No, it's before you wake up.
Okay, because then
there's no real reason to do it after you've woken up. Mm-hmm. Well, okay. You could. It's kind of pleasant. It is pleasant.
Okay.
You could also say it's a foretaste of the freedom that comes with leaving this body at the end of this life and the beginning of the new world.
Mhm.